After successfully installing Spresso, you'll click the Spresso app from the Applications folder. The application user interface is very simple. It includes 4 action buttons, a couple buttons at the bottom, and that's it. On the Mac version, you don't normally have a Quit button. Let's take a quick gander at the About button. We'll click that. This brings up licensing information. Also, there are several buttons. One includes clicking and viewing the user guide. There is a quick start guide and a button to get you to our web technical support. So let's go right ahead and click the Done button. I will show you the Preferences button, which basically brings up the display, time, and versioning format. And it gives you some other information regarding this particular edition. In this case, it's the Americano professional version. It has all sorts of features that are summarized right here. And of course, you can turn on or off the splash at startup. So we'll just leave everything alone. Press OK. First thing you need to do is tell Spresso where your project is located. You need to identify the root folder. So if you don't have one, go right ahead and create one. But in our case, we have one that was installed with the product. Okay, let's set up a project, and the only thing we need to do is give the project a name and identify the location of the project's topmost folder. So let's go right ahead and click. And right here, we are going to use a fictitious project. We're doing a logo for Illustra. Call it Illustra logo. Let's identify the location. I'll bring this down a little bit. And under the Documents folder, there is a folder that was pre-installed called LSM, standing for Leading Software Maniacs. Let's click on that. And there's a Spresso folder. And here we go. This is where we have a folder that can be used for our sample. Of course, you'd have your own folder. We'll click that and select it. Guess what? That's all you need to do to get started. There's a little status message here that indicates the first backup will be version 1. Okay, let's go right ahead and click OK. You notice that the next action button is available for use, and this is where we can save a version. Now, in this sample, the Illustra logo folder does have some subfolders and files. Click Save. It assumes that the version description, which every version will have one, is My Project Baseline. You can change that if you want, but let's leave it alone. Version number, it assumes 1. You can start with 2 or 3, but let's leave it at 1. It does give you some status that indicates the size of the project, which includes 6 folders and 8 files. Let's hit Save. Done. Now let's say we have manipulated the project with adding a whole bunch of files, some subfolders, we've removed some files, whatever, and that's going to happen on any project. And let's say we want to save a second version. Let's go right ahead and do that. And this time it doesn't know what to call the second version. And this is actually the version we're going to hand over to a client to review. But it's also a good point to perform backups as often as possible. The version number is automatically incremented to version 2. It says it's ready. Let's go right ahead and hit Save. Done. Now you can see on the main screen it indicates that we've made 2 backup versions, and this is very helpful information. So at this point we're ready to restore a version. Just to show you that Spresso really works, I'm going to bring up Finder. There it is. Under the Illustra logo project folder, there's a export subfolder, and there are 2 files in that folder. Let's go right ahead and remove it. We'll move that to trash, so it's gone. We'll move the Finder out of the way. Let's do a restore. You have the choice of restoring either version, the very first one, which was called My Project Baseline, or the very latest one, version number 2. And let's go right ahead and restore that. It says version 2 backup was saved, and don't worry about this checkbox. We will automatically create a recovery copy just in case. So let's click Restore. We ask, do you really want to restore your project or your current work? And the answer should be yes. So that was fast. It's done. Back in Finder, there is a copy of the project before we did the restore. It's right here called Illustra logo _ recovery. And then this is the project. Lo and behold, there's the original master subfolder, and exports is retrieved. So it recovered everything just like it was when you did the backup. Let's move Finder out of the way. That's basically how Spresso works.